for trouble.
Make it double.
To protect the world from devastation.
To unite all peoples within our nation.
To denounce the evils of truth and love.
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jesse!
James.
Well, some people never change. So, if you couldn't tell already, Falter XV and Chimera have decided to team up and plot together to attempt to further harass me and my community. And although Falter XV most likely hasn't and won't follow through with any of this because of his already faltering reputation, I figured we'd go ahead and mention that Falter did respond to Chimera, who is 100% a predator. So let's go ahead and add that to Falter XV's permanent and long list of deductions and mistakes that they've made. It's my motto that it's best to just cut off the Hydra's head before it grows back any further. Ultimately, after the exposure, Chimera has gotten 1,000 times worse and has made literally zero progress towards becoming a better person, even with the help of their boyfriend, Reptile King. With every post that Chimera makes, they say my name.
Celescos.
And for every alt account that enters their server, they believe it's me coming to call them out for hanging around children.
You wanna go ahead and snuff on my business, snuff on whatever I'm doing on my server, have multiple of your, quote-unquote underage decoys on my server? Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't care. Not my problem. Yes, it is my server, but it's not my problem.
I appear to have given them some sort of like PTSD or trauma or something of the sort, and I don't know why that is, but anyways, Chimera doesn't believe that they're at fault for anything that they've done, and doesn't believe in change. And to be honest with you, I don't think they ever did from the start, nor did their apologies have like any real substance or meaning behind them. You could tell he literally was just half-assing all of his apologies, so. Well, how exactly do we know Chimera got worse? Well, let me go ahead and show you some things.
Guys, I think we have come to an end of where all good things actually have to stop, and we have to adapt to reality. Reality is cool, horrible, but we have to adapt to it. Given past history, with a certain someone snuffing on my business and making everything worse, I've decided no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Yep, he genuinely just claimed that there would be no more Mr. Nice Guy in his most recent video, and it wasn't satire. Is this guy real? Are you real, Chimera? In this first photo, a miner on Discord is attempting to add Chimera, and he believes that this account is me adding him, and states, "Nice try, Celestios." Nice try what, dude? This isn't me. Also, keep my wife's name out your mouth, fool. After the video, Chimera had made a crappy cult Discord server where he invited minors to come and participate in his community freely. Also, in one of his more recent videos called I Got My Own Server, he admits to talking to a 15-year-old underage minor and states that he cannot cut this minor off, otherwise the minor will do bad things to themselves. So much for change, huh? Ultimately, anyone who's under the age is still welcome in Chimera's cult server. Even if he screens you, you could still lie about your age, your date of birth, and whatnot, and Chimera would still let you in, simply because he doesn't care. This is just a screenshot that I thought was super disgusting, and it's just gross. But another instance where someone harassing people in Chimera's server would be, quote, not his problem. It's apparently not Chimera's problem, even though he owns and runs the server. Also the same for minors joining the server. It's not his fault, apparently. In this next screenshot, we can see that Chimera is speaking with another underage minor individual in his server who talks about wanting hypnotist Sappho to touch them inappropriately. The others chime in and also begin talking about wanting to touch Sappho's booty, toes, and feet, and whatnot. It's just gross, dude. Especially to talk about with a minor. Now, we know this Connor individual is a minor because Chimera themselves openly states it for us. But still, they continue to act like this in front of this minor and say things that are absolutely disgusting in front of him. In fact, this minor shouldn't even be here in this server. Up next is Multi-Murph, a minor that you, Chimera, gave a good boy role to. Seriously, Chimera, this is disgusting, and this server is a cesspool of horrible predatory behavior. Chimera, you are the most awful person in the entire world, and for you to go ahead and do this even after being exposed is genuinely crazy to me. I cannot comprehend this server or your actions. He went ahead and gave this same miner the server manager role. Wow. Go ahead, make a miner the head of your server. This is truly progress. This is change, Chimera. I'm totally not being sarcastic at all. And if you think it can't get much worse, oh boy, it certainly can. As some of Chimera's new cult community began making rat threats, otherwise known as remote access Trojans threats, or bot threats. And as you can see, these people are just overall disgusting people and are just genuinely being scummy as per usual. Nothing has changed, and none of us are surprised. Up next, this null person who was talking about rat Trojans was given a role called the groomer role. I'm not sure what this is about. As Chimera, you yourself are also a groomer and a predator. This exact role you have yourself, you're giving out to null, so I'm not exactly sure if you mean to out your own community members as groomers or predators, but, you know, props to you if you are. I have no idea. And then, of course, we get a very disgusting photo of Chimera's Oculus Quest VR headset, and it looks like it has come straight out of the Walking Dead universe. And I'm sorry about the references to the Walking Dead. I've just started watching it with Stronzina, and we've been binge watching it. It's so good. But yeah, no, this headset for sure has some bacterias or diseases growing on it, dude. Also, can I just say, it makes perfect sense that your headset looks like this when you're playing Vrchat for almost over 20 hours straight. This is incredibly insane hours to just sit down and play Vrchat. Up next, we've got a rather questionable screenshot of Chimera's server profile here and some very awful and disgusting roles. Also, your status about people wiener riding me or me wiener riding you is super strange, as nobody is doing that. It's literally just you, Chimera, meat riding me, trying to get my attention after I exposed you. And you know what? I wasn't going to give you the attention until you said F the victims and started harassing me in my community.
How the fuck? Why don't you just talk to the victims yourself? It's not that fucking hard. I'm not gonna contact them. I'm not gonna apologize to them. Fuck them. I don't care. Go talk to them yourself.
Yeah, we're still keeping the changes and we're just gonna keep continuing.
If he makes an update video on me, I don't care. How much are you willing to bet? Since my situation is so fucked up, he's just gonna milk the shit out of it on like a few videos.
Absolutely right, man. Get your money prize. Yeah, baby, I'm gonna milk this. Woo! Now, Chimera, I know you wanted an apology from me for exposing you and doing what was right, and you say that even if I apologize, you won't forgive me. So, I know exactly how to make things right. It's time to make a Colleen Ballinger apology-style video, which I mean deeply. All aboard the manipulation predator train. Going down the tracks to attend the Diddy party. The manipulation predator train. Got a one-way ticket to the Diddy party. Manipulation predator train. Tie me to your basement pole and look at my feet. Soles. Yeah, Chimera doesn't like the facts, but would rather wear a furry avatar with massive racks. Yeah. And that's facts. Realistically though, Chimera, I'm not going to apologize for exposing the truly awful person that you are, and the even worse person that you've become. I don't owe you anything whatsoever. I haven't wronged you in any way, and you keep saying, ooh, Celestial should have minded his own business and not harassed me. First of all, I didn't harass you, but it did become my business once I knew minors were being put into disgusting situations because of you. You have also caused these victims extreme amount of stress, you've preyed on several minors, you've admitted it to yourself, and there is no forgiveness for awful people who are repeat offenders. You sent several of your server members into my server to spy on me. You condone having your server members threaten and harass me, when I stated time and time again that I do not condone my server members threatening you or harassing you. You couldn't even return the basic favor of doing something so small, and instead you doubled down and just went boo-hoo. Time and time again, we would receive screenshots of threats being sent to me and my wife, Stronzina, which again is very unprofessional. It's another screenshot of me being threatened by the same minor that I blurred earlier and Chimera. Awesome. Even double down and say that me and my community and my wife deserve harassment and state that you are not responsible for having folks to join harass me and my community. I have done nothing but help the victims of this situation, and for you to think that I'm the villain is some insane behavior. And for you to suddenly adapt this "I'll become the villain they all wanted me to be" personality really just shows how far out of touch from reality you really are, Chimera. I haven't stalked you or sent alt accounts to your server. I haven't joined your server or had anyone join your server once. But you have done all of this to me because you're obsessed with me. I haven't done anything other than watch your videos since I've made my very first expose video. Everything else has simply just been you confronting strangers on alt accounts and accusing them of being me for no reason whatsoever. A member of your server named Mellow Proto, which what I assume to be the name of a furry that supports you, Chimera, states that I and my community have no life, and that we're like the cesspool of Twitter. They go a step further and claim that we do not care about children's safety, and that we only care about attention. Well, hello, Mellow Proto. I hope you enjoy having the attention, because now your comment is on screen here, so everyone can see how much of a clown you've made yourself out to be making this statement. But Chimera is genuinely guilty no matter how you spin it. He met me in Vrchat while I was decoying as a 15-year-old boy. He talked about his kinks, again with a 15-year-old boy, hugged me as a 15-year-old boy, touched me, told me that he had a relationship with a 15-year-old and was currently in a relationship with another minor while being in a poly relationship at that time. This qualifies as predatory behavior and beyond. Perhaps you know more about me in this topic, Mellow. My community has more life than any community that you are a participant of times tenfold. And also, getting to the point, we care about children's safety. The whole point of my channel is awareness, spreading awareness about predators like Chimera to keep children and others safe, as anything done unto a child earlier on in the mental state could be destructive throughout the rest of their lives. I refuse to allow it to happen to any children, especially for the 7th time in Chimera's case. So I exposed him because he was indeed a monster. Get you thinking it's easy for me to upload these videos and that you think, like Chimera, getting back to me, quote, prying into others' lives for content or money. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm broke. I have $200 in my name and I couldn't care less about the money or the, quote, paycheck that you think I get from these videos. But I do not pry into people's lives with the intent to destroy or harass them or to make money. I involve myself in these situations with the intent to help minors from dangerous situations, and I do not care what kind of threats you send to me or harass me with. As long as I'm doing what's right, I will continue to do so without hesitation. It takes hours to sit down and write about these cases, hours to gather screenshot, hours to edit and record a video, gather footage, and to make sure it's 100% factual. And I do it all for the sake of the victims because I know it's the right thing to do. It's not about views, it's not about fame, it's not about cash, it's not about me. It's about helping people, helping children, and Chimera and his community wouldn't know a damn thing about that. But Mellow Proto, I suspect you wouldn't know a single thing about keeping children safe either, Mellow, with this stupid trash joke that you make like this. You're disgusting. Just recently, towards the end of your High Celestial video, you mentioned wanting to game over yourself, and to that I say I suggest you call the hotline, because I genuinely do not think you should do anything harmful to yourself. I do not have sympathy for you, I do not condone people harassing a monster like you, but at least I have enough decency to tell you that you need to get yourself some help. If you are genuinely having these negative thoughts to this point, get a therapist. Tell them the truth, tell them you're a child diddler, and maybe embrace the repercussions instead of running and hiding from them. And perhaps you'll start to feel better. Probably won't, though, given who you are. I hope you guys have enjoyed the brief catch-up on Falter XV and Chimera's disgusting actions. If you have any questions or wish to file a ticket with your own predatory experience, please join the Discord that links below. And stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one, folks. Bye-bye, everybody.